As we said, 6 p.m. Right? This is 6 p.m. It's on the hour, Griff.
Yeah, it's definitely 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
PST. This is a Seattle Seahawks podcast where we're going to be looking at the Seahawks offensive tape. Some of it was actually vulgar. I need to stop doing that joke. It's not very good. But that side of the ball versus the Tennessee Titans, what went well? Why did they start slow? Is starting slow an actual theme of Pete Carroll, or is that true? Were there consistent issues? And then what changed? What went well? How did the second half lead to 3 drives, all resulting in scores, 2 resulting in touchdowns? We've got playoff routing guide implications of week 17. And we also have the Seahawks injury report to look at. But first, chat, good to see you in here, Jack. I mean, Jack got the message, people. I don't know why it was that hard. Jack told you what was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know about the inside info.
Do we have inside info?
Don't think so. I mean, we could make something up.
Could always make something up.
Sure. Yeah, we have inside info. Great.
Yeah, we've got inside info for sure.
What is Mountain Time? Is that like Denver?
Isn't Arizona on Mountain Time?
Yeah, I think. Weird time. No free ads, but what is that? Is that like a what do you call it? What have you got? A Kroger? A Kruger?
You've got a Keurig.
A Keurig.
And which I don't use that much. I've been blessed with a Mila Nespresso. And
wow.
Yeah, it takes a while, but occasionally I'll indulge, and it makes a mean cup of coffee, espresso, all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
I like to reserve it for the weekends.
Right. You know, like a more leisurely coffee. You don't need that instant hit of caffeine. You can just wait it out a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Brilliant. I got given a coffee machine for Christmas.
Yeah, nice. Is it?
I haven't tested it out yet. It's kind of sat. It's sat in the kitchen, and I keep looking at it like in the box, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna work you out.
Yeah, that's how those things go. You would never degrade yourself so as to buy a Keurig or ever drink Keurig coffee, would you?
No. I mean, we don't have to get into this, but seeing as you asked, what's going on with American coffee? Why is it so watery? Why is it like one bean in hot water? You know?
Yeah, man. Americans, we're not known for. I think really the cultural phenomenon that is not that we're. I think we're not seeking it intrinsically. I think circumstances has like funneled us that way, combined with, you know, like the consumer culture and everything in advertising, is that we are generally driven toward convenience over quantity. Mm-hmm. And, you know, immediate gratification, the whole we have there's a mass hypnosis where, you know, that tugs us away from embracing delayed gratification. And then there's an entire industry that exists to, you know, help us with the self-help to try to guide us back toward accepting delayed gratification. Right. You know, it's
not to get too deep about it.
Yeah.
Anyway. The sugar industrial complex, the overlooking of you know, quality being kind of not there.
Cooking the whole concept of batches, like doing like an investment of time for, you know, to make things more sustainable later on versus I want what I want right now, give it to me right now.
Yeah, give me my Keurig coffee.
And that extends to like everything, not just what we put in our bodies, but I think you know, American culture needs to wind the clock back a little bit on some things.
What? Hold on. Wind the clock back. What to a different?
No, I don't mean like cultural norms. I think we've made lots of progress.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
I
Just
mean I
wanted
mean
you to clear that up as you prepare for your
on
2024 run.
on consumption habits. We consume
Okay.
too much.
Okay.
We purchase too much. I'm guilty of it too. I'm not lecturing.
That's very good because what you've done there is you've related yourself to to the masses there.
Yeah,
You've come across as a likable guy.
maybe I'm projecting. I'll speak for myself.
Oh,
I do those things, and I shouldn't. Whatever.
it's not your fault. Okay, Griff for president. Henry, Big Meek said Newcastle is known for its culture. Matty, are you yourself familiar with the culture? That is surprising that Big Meek said that. Was he being serious, Henry? I mean, Newcastle does have excellent culture, like the Baltic. Henry, Google the Baltic. It's a very nice city. A hidden gem. Jay, good to see you. And Henry, is coffee soup? No, it's not thick enough. If coffee was thick, I don't think it would be that nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that answered. Griff. Anything else?
Is coffee soup? No.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Anything else, Griff?
Peace on earth.
Oh.
I don't know. Beyond that.
Do you want to do the Seahawks podcast part or?
Yeah, hit it, Matty.
Welcome to the Seattle Overload podcast, where it's that time of the week that Griff and I are going to look at the Seattle Seahawks offense versus the Tennessee Titans, that week 16 victory where the Seahawks offense started like absolute poo. And then in the second half, they corrected. They had 3 drives. It was a weird kind of game where Tennessee possessed the ball for a while, ran the ball, controlled the clock. And Seattle managed to put together 3 long drives where they came away with 1 field goal, 2 passing touchdowns. What changed? We will answer exactly that and then kind of expand it into a look on the rest of the season, what the ramifications are for the last 2 games of 2023 regular season football as the Seahawks push for the playoffs. And Griff, the playoffs is what we're going to start looking at. Griffin, the New York Times gives the Seattle Seahawks currently a 70% chance of making the playoffs, which speaks to the important results for them. And then also last week, the Minnesota Vikings losing, the Green Bay Packers narrowly winning, but being 7-8 still. And then the New Orleans Saints also, I think they lost last week. Anyway, they're 7-8.
Yeah.
Griff, does 70% feel about right?
Yeah, it feels about right.
Okay, good math. So, what is interesting is this week, the Green Bay Packers play the Minnesota Vikings. They host the Minnesota Vikings, and it's been announced that Jaron Hall is going to be quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. Nicholas Mullins has been benched. Griff, do you Jaron Hall, any takes on him? That was fun in the preseason against Seattle.
Yeah, no takes. I'd be curious if you have actually any real takes there. The quarterback carousel has been a little unfortunate for Minnesota. I wonder if they called around any. I mean, obviously they traded for Dobbs, right? But I wonder if they kicked the tires on Brissett. I wonder if they reached out to Phillip Rivers or Drew Brees. You wonder those things, right? You're curious because I mean they really had so much going for them. It's really unfortunate that Kirk went out. But you wonder. I'm surprised Mullins had to be benched. I mean, I'm not surprised he's being benched now. I thought maybe they could have gotten some play out of him because he has an arm. He can throw the ball. I think O'Connell's a good coach, but
they reach out to Big Ben and they're like, "We'll feed you like 100,000 Juicy Lucy's every game."
He'd be the one guy I would be like his arm can't.
Hell nah.
Yeah.
But Juicy Lucy's, I mean, they've always seemed like they might have recuperative powers.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think about that whole thing?
Well, I think he's bad, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
I know that hurt. What's interesting is if by some miracle the Vikings did tie with the Green Bay Packers, that would automatically put the Seahawks into the playoffs. Sorry, the Vikings are hosting the Packers. I misspoke earlier. Now, what is also interesting is the New York Times, and this is by no means the kind of absolutely correct model, but it is done by smart mathematicians, Josh Katz, Kevin Quealy, and Rumsey Taylor. Rumsey Taylor, that's a great name. Sounds like an English children's novel hero. Anyway.
Sure does.
Thanks, Griff.
I was going to say that actually.
Yeah, I know. It's right. It's right there.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
We're so on the same page. But if the Vikings beat the Packers, apparently that improves Seattle's playoff chances, according to the New York Times. That feels counterintuitive, but then you have to remember that the Packers and their remaining schedule, they in week 18, which still takes some getting used to, they host the Chicago Bears, whereas the Vikings, in their schedule, they have to play the Detroit Lions again. They're at the Detroit Lions in a game where Detroit has a lot to play for, like playoff seeding implications. So that's probably why. Now, in terms of the Seahawks, they are in a pretty damn good position. The Rams, you could probably assume, are clear. The Rams play week 17 at the Giants. It obviously suits the Seahawks for the Rams to drop that game. Whether that actually happens is unlikely. Tyrod Taylor's playing over Tommy DeVito, the thing which got Seattle for the Packers to lose. DeVito is over. The Giants have kind of been frisky, but I mean, the New York Times says that if the Giants win, then the Seahawks playoff odds go from 70% to like 82, 83%. So it's a significant thing for that to happen. And then, so routing wise, according to the New York Times, at least, you want a tie in the Vikings game, but if not a Vikings win, you want the Giants to beat the Rams, which feels less likely. But you also want the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the currently 7-8 New Orleans Saints. Why do you want that? Well, if the Buccaneers win, they would clinch the NFC South, which would just eliminate the Saints from playoff contention because Seattle already holds the strength of victory tiebreaker on New Orleans. So they can't overtake Seattle in a tiebreaker. They'd fall to 7-9. They don't have enough games to make up. And also, Seattle has this third round pick from the Saints and the Broncos. The Broncos this week, who obviously...
I still don't understand that.
Why not? We just talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, but I still don't get it.
Okay.
And I refuse to also.
Okay, well, buddy, you're gonna get it. We can do this. Okay. Right. So it's very, very simple. Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's always a good start.
Oh, I get it now. Okay. Yeah. No,
you get it? Well, that helps. Yeah. Well done. You're an absolute idiot if you don't get this.
Well, you know what they say, Matty? It's just like rhythm is a dancer, patience is a virtue, and Bob's your uncle.
Huh. You know what? I was just thinking that.
We're in sync.
So in sync. Yeah, so the Denver Broncos, oh wow, that's a hell of a game. They host the Los Angeles Chargers. Obviously, Russell Wilson no longer their quarterback. We spoke about that in yesterday's podcast. Jarrett Stidham getting the start, and they will be inspired to win that game. They are also currently 7-8. And Griff, this is very important now. This is where you have to pay attention. Don't do anything. Don't do your distracted stuff. The Seahawks in 2024 draft, so the upcoming draft in late April to May, it would probably be May the 1st. I haven't actually looked at it. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked in the tangent which distracts you. They get the worst pick for the Seahawks in the third round of the draft between the Saints pick and the Broncos pick. So whoever has the worst record out of the Broncos and the Saints, their third round pick in 2024 goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Worst being bad pick. It happens later in the draft. It is technically lower down the draft, but the number would be higher, wouldn't it?
Okay. I see now. Suddenly I see. Just like the song, Suddenly I See.
Who is that? Is that Katie Tunstall?
Let me look it up.
I think
Yeah,
it
you're
is.
right. Tunstall.
Yeah, Scottish, I think.
Classic, bro.
Banger. Absolute bang.
Yeah.
When was that? Like 2000 something?
Was that 02?
02. Great year, 02.
04.
04. All of those years for me are like English national soccer team failures. Yeah. 04 was really bad. Penalties.
That was a bad year for Matty Brown.
Bad year.
Yeah,
I was at
little 8-year-old Matty Brown.
I was at scout camp and England ruined it.
Sorry. England's always ruining things.
Yeah, what's up with that? Come on, England. Yeah.
But we don't have to talk about that. It's okay.
No, we don't. And we shouldn't. Jay saying we want the Hawks to win, the Giants to win, and the Vikings and the Packers to tie. Jay, that's correct. Now, say worst comes to worst. Say the Seahawks lose at home with the Steelers. That would make... No, okay, that's easy. That would make their playoff chances fall to 41%, which isn't that dramatic considering they've only got one game left to put it right.
Yeah.
And then if I put in that the Seahawks beat the Cardinals, their chances go up back to 70%. If the Seahawks lose to the Steelers, they would need the Vikings to lose a game. And then, oh yeah, they'd need the Bears to beat the Packers, wouldn't they? Oh man, they can't really lose this game, Griff.
No, I mean the Bears could absolutely beat the Packers, but I don't want to bank on that. Like that's a plausible scenario with where the Packers are currently and the Bears kind of having some fight in them, but they need to win out. That need I mean, of course, that is the MO inside the VMAC, win out. Why wouldn't it be? But it's just win these two games. Steelers are going to be tough, but you can beat them. So do it. And then go shellac the Cardinals like you should. I don't want to buy into the bad juju of, the Cardinals week 17, divisional opponent. Like, no, you should beat them. Have the expectation that you will. So that's my deal there.
That's a good deal. Fair deal. Similarly, if the Vikings somehow beat the Packers and the Seahawks lose to the Steelers, then Seattle would need the Vikings to lose. At the Lions, basically, you do have to win both these games. And in terms of Packers context, it is relevant. Griff, have you been keeping up to date with this? Is it Jair? I think.
Of course,
Jair Alexander storyline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So, what's your take on that?
Well, no, tell me what you think first, and then I'll tell you what I think. I want to know if you have the right take before I say anything. I want to tip you off.
I just think it's sad that Matt LaFleur is scared to compete.
Is he? What is he? Is he injured?
No, they've suspended him for a game.
Oh, why? What happened? I mean, I know what happened, but I want to see if you get the right. Again, I want to see if you know.
Well, he went out for a coin toss. When he's not captain. And the Packers only won that game by, I think it was 3 points. And he then went out for the coin toss and said, I want our defense to be out there, which could have seen them, end up having to kick off twice when they should have Yeah.
So he pulled rank for a rank that he does not possess.
Yeah,
Well,
and almost messed it up really badly.
That's interesting.
And then afterwards in the locker room, he gave a very kind of characteristic, flippant kind of fun interview, wearing some nice sunglasses.
Interesting. That tells you the vibes aren't good, right? Like if they're winning and he probably doesn't do that if they're winning, right? But if they're winning and he does that, LaFleur probably laughs
Griff,
it off.
there's a very
Like,
important detail. He's from Carolina, Griff. Like that's his hometown. So does that change your opinion?
I mean, I don't really hold a negative opinion other than like that's a funny thing that he did and probably shouldn't have, and I don't really care past that, you know.
But Griff, he's from Charlotte. I don't think you know.
Okay. He's from Charlotte.
Like he had it's his hometown.
So yeah, all right, sure. I mean that probably explains the extra motivation behind it, you know?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool, great. So they're without their corner and their defense sucks anyway, so that's great for them. That Vikings-Packers game is going to be a complete mess. Maybe it could be a tie, 0-0. That would be incredible.
If it is a tie, it'll be like 13-13.
Okay, good predictions. So there you go. Your Seahawks routing guide for Week 17 is that the Seahawks win. Yeah. And that's kind of the cool thing about last week is that the week before as well, especially last week, the Seahawks now control their playoff destiny again. You also want the Broncos to lose to the Chargers, and you want the Saints to lose to Buccaneers, which also has some playoff implications. Will in the chat, Griff, I don't know if you guys like basketball, but the Detroit Pistons just lost their 28th consecutive game. The Lions have won more than them over the last 2 seasons.
Vibes have to be abysmal, right?
Bad vibes. Very bad vibes. Yeah. Wow, we could do an NBA podcast.
Yeah. BSing our way through that one.
Yeah. Okay. That's the Seahawks playoff routing guide done. Now, let's get to the Seahawks injury report. And the big news is there's lots of people on it. Is that news? Maybe not, given we're approaching the second to last game of the season. But there are some very concerning names here. Also, Frank Clark still just like not even like what's he resting from? He didn't take a single snap. I mean, hopefully he's okay. That's what we should express. But yeah, Griff, Devin Witherspoon again, a limited participant in practice. That's significant news, and just a whole list of names. I mean, notable Jordan Brooks doesn't seem like he's going to be able to make it back, does it?
No Brooks. They're probably playing it easy with Devin. I think he'll be out there.
And Griff, like I know we kind of didn't get to cover it yesterday, but Devin Bush, he had some tough moments, like run fit wise, when he's playing defense, and obviously he'd be Jordan Brooks' fill-in at the weak side inside backer spot. But the context of that situation is he'd been preparing all week to play that big nickel role, which is, the guy basically playing on the outside underneath to the passing strength side rather than kind of an inside type dude. So more out in space, kind of different looks, different roles, different alignments. And so, you would hope after a week fully preparing for the weak side inside backer spot, going up against his old team, he would be more prepared. And you kind of liked what you saw from him in coverage.
Yeah, I wasn't looking to be impressed because off the broadcast I was a little negative, and I said that in the recap because of the run play. But then, you did mention to me like, well, he wasn't preparing to play Will, and they had a fairly specialized game plan where they had a lot of those supplementary calls that we've been wanting to see. We finally saw it with some mixed results, but it was a decent process, I think, from Clint Hurt. And so that kind of further compounds that idea of he wasn't necessarily, prepared to play Will. He was trying to play another position. There's a lot to handle making that transition mid-game, much less like in the middle of the week even. But in coverage, like he gains depth quickly, his change of direction, like all the traits that we kind of mentioned in preseason were there. But then, he can apply that to his understanding of like what the offense is doing post snap, reading the formation, the initial release of the receivers, and then putting that picture, reverse engineering that picture in his head and then dropping accordingly. Like good zone dropping is, being at the right depth, at the right, horizontal width at the right time relative to all those factors that are constantly changing. And I mean, he had like 3 or 4 like really impressive reps, and then everything else was pretty innocuous. He didn't make any mistakes, but then he did some particularly impressive stuff as well against play action and pure drop back and forced some check downs. It's like, he kind of knows what he's doing out there, doesn't he? So imagine what he do with a full camp as the starter. Maybe he'd be a little bit better against the run too, but it's a little intriguing, something to, make note of,
Well, that is exciting. Now, the rest is they haven't basically the injury report was read out yesterday. They haven't got much healthier. The only guy who, isn't on the 2 guys who aren't listed from the Wednesday are the guys who are resting. Noah Fant, actually, he's just disappeared. He's a full participant after having a knee keep him out of Wednesday. So I guess that's a positive, but it's hard to know. As we said yesterday, it's hard to know how seriously non-participate these are until like Friday, when also you get Pete Carroll kind of extra grilled on these subjects. But yeah. All of these players are significant to Seattle. I mean, even, you might laugh at Nick Ballore, but he is the special teams captain.
Yeah.
And they would have an issue if Draymond Jones can't go, and a shoulder. That doesn't sound great. Because he's kind of solidified to an extent their kind of ability to set the edge on early downs as an outside backer, like almost like he's not playing in like a 5-tech role, but he's kind of bringing that more kind of size that we've spoke about to the end position, like Seattle had back in the day of the guy on the tight end. Right. Michael Bennett used to play out on the edge. He was like 270-ish. So right. Jones has been kind of valuable there. And with Uchenna and Nwosu out, they've needed that because while Derek Hall plays hard, he's one of the fellas in Pete Carroll terms. He is a rookie and things are going fast with him, as we've spoke about. And then, Boya Maffei's pretty solid, but you need a second guy, and Darryl Taylor's trying, but and Frank Clark has just disappeared. So Jones is a very significant player for this defense.
Yeah,
I think that's the big concern. I mean, DK Metcalf always seems to be kind of banged up. He wasn't on the Wednesday injury report. He's a new name, actually. And Walker's just been dealing with stuff throughout the season because he's a running back. Jamal Adams also a limited participant in practice again for the second day running with that knee injury. We spoke about how useful he is in the box. And then Anthony Bradford also limited with that elbow. I mean, that is something to monitor given Phil Haynes is still on IR. I don't know who'd play right guard if Bradford was unable to go. You'd have 2 options. You could put Evan Brown as the right guard and then Olu Oluwatimi as the center. That is probably too many moving parts, but then
yeah,
I don't know what you do. Do they have is Kerhan on the practice squad? Because I know he got
that's right.
He got waived. Curtis McClendon came in, didn't he? From he was with Las Vegas, but I think he's more left-sided. Yeah, that's something to monitor. They have yeah, I don't think they have any so you might see them make a move on their roster, actually, because I'm looking at the practice squad and there is Jake Kerhan there, I guess. So I guess he could play. He has experience at right guard. He could do that in a pinch. Right. You could also see possibly Lucas play right guard. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Too many moving parts, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
agreed.
that's
Maybe in
something
an
to monitor.
emergency.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Right. So, Jack, that's really cool that you're going to be at the Steelers game. Jack, do you own like a long angle lens camera that can see through, like, just for hypothetically, like a perspex kind of window, like a booth, where there may or may not be like a play sheet in there, maybe. I don't know, just a thought that I forget I said anything. It's silly. But yeah,
Maddie's just asking questions. That's
I'm
all
just
he's
asking questions. Yeah, yeah. Jay, very good point. Jason Peters at right guard. Jack, come on, just no. Is that all I get? Jason Peters at right guard if he's healthy. Yes, that is true, and that's why Jason Peters, being a non-participant on Thursday practice and Wednesday practice with a foot injury, becomes a problem as well, doesn't it? So yeah, Jay, that would probably be their first move. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. Please do like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, give us a 5-star review, follow Griff on Twitter at CMikeSpinMove, follow me at Matty F. Brown, follow the podcast at Seattle Overload. Griff, it's now time to look at the Seahawks offensive tape.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah, let's do it, man. I'm excited.
Impressions. What are your overall impressions of the offense?
I think that I will let the total yield of the day reign supreme before we get into the details. And the total yield of that day, like I said in the recap, was 20 points on 7 drives, which is a lot of points per drive. It's a lot. Obviously, we have a pretty clear first half, second half discrepancy. That's why, entire games are played, though. While the first half, the first half stalling was really frustrating. Being able to open the floodgates and score a bunch in the second half is indicative of the ability to grind through it, have resolve, adapt, adjust, etc. Or if none of that is true, then it's just pure randomness. And then in which case you have to chalk up the first half to pure randomness. Then maybe it's all just variance. And that's why we take in the whole game. And, if you take in the whole game, regardless, it all leads back to they scored 20 points on 7 drives, which was a lot of points. The first half, I think really quick we should say, like, as it relates to the idea of slow starts, that's not a theme for this team this year. If anything, they start really hot. They are the 3rd best offense in the first quarter this year. So we don't need to say that they have a problem with slow starts. They had a slow start this game, and those are eventually they're going to creep up. And 10 a.m. road game against a motivated team, etc. They're going to come out with their best shot. If you're going to have a slow start, have a slow start under those circumstances. But the fact that they could get it going in the second half is, again, indicative of everything that I said already, I think. So that said, we're going to talk about what worked in the second half, but then also why did they start slow in the first half? And I think that early on, like we both commented, the protection was poor to start. That was concerning. It did get better in the second half, just like everything else did.
Mm-hmm.
The run blocking was not good. And I think that sustained mostly for the whole game. That is something that is frustrating that we'll talk more about. As it relates to this all drives, though, I mean, and I said in the recap, it really just felt like the whole team needed to get their collective together. And I really think it was predominantly execution. I mean, some plays that stand out that really killed their drives. You had that when they're backed up inside their own 5, they had that throw to the flat to Ken Walker, and it was a screen. And if Parkinson gets, even a piece of that one linebacker, Walker's probably scampering up for 5+ yards, setting up a third and manageable. And they were really good on third downs. He might even get 7 or 8 yards. Honestly, if you look at all the space he had, they needed one block to be made. To me, that's just execution. And it was bad effort and just bad execution. It could have been so much better. Then you also have that one drive where they're kind of moving, and it's 2nd and 10, and Zach Charbonnet has a really bad drop, and if he makes one guy miss, he probably converts. If not, you're setting up a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, and again, they were really good on 3rd downs. So like that's kind of just honestly like a lot of just really bad execution, and then across the board, the protection wasn't great. And I think, and also if we look at the pure
And
go ahead.
yeah, and sorry if I'm preempting what you're saying, but you know, we'll see it on the tape, but the protection being bad, like Geno's trying to wait out the concept, which is getting open. Like the guys are getting open downfield, but he can't get to it in time, or he can't hit it accurately because there's like crazy damn like it's just the time that there's not enough time in the pocket.
Right. And in addition to that, we also saw more quick game in the first half than in the second half, and they couldn't even protect for quick game. And further, no wonder Waldron called quick game, because he was scheming like he wasn't really trusting his protection. The quick game in junction with the screens, it's like he was feeling the Titans out and trying to help his O-line out a little bit. And then, I don't know, body clocks, whatever, they wake up a little bit. All of a sudden, guys are getting out of their stance quicker, holding their blocks better, and they can access their deeper drop game in the second half, in part because they had to catch up. So they had to get down the field more. They had to drop deeper.
And I felt Tennessee's defense also did maybe we'll see it, but it felt like they could have better exposed or Anthony Bradford in those clear passing situations. Felt that, a few of the 3rd downs, it just so happens that the nose is on Bradford's side, so he doesn't have to deal with a 3 tech like wide rush angles, that sort of thing, which is
a very good point.
Kind of his issue.
It was matchups, right?
Right.
That's a good point. Bill and Matty, I'm curious what your general thoughts on the theme are, because my thoughts, the prevailing theme of the first half was like just execution, which is a boring answer, but
yeah, I mean it's very, so that element of it is very, very similar to how the offense has struggled in obviously, as they always say, the defense gets paid too, and they get paid to make plays. They're good. They're in the NFL for a reason, etc., etc. But like it feels like they're so close to being good, but there's just limiting factors that ultimately are probably going to limit this team.
Yeah, when they do struggle, it's for those reasons typically, and coaching is part of that. It just typically doesn't happen necessarily during the start of the game.
Yeah, and it is interesting. I don't really. Maybe the takeaway is that they needed to do it to help the pass protection out. But it's interesting that the series, we spoke about this after the game, but the series that they started with, the rush, which was 15 of their 26 series, they had an 86.7% successful conversion rate, which is 95th percentile. That's despite their early down rush plays. So, that is 1st and 2nd down, but they only had a 33% success rate, so 39th percentile. So essentially, they weren't rushing very well at all on the early down stuff, but it was helping kind of keep drives alive because I guess they were keeping the pass rush honest, not letting them. And, maybe there's not as much correlation as that, but I do think it kind of helped the offensive line out a bit.
Definitely.
I think you kind of have to do that. And to your point as well, that's why the screens get called in. There was certainly elements of them not really trusting their protection with it. But Griff, something that I wanted to kind of talk about with you is, because I know you spoke about it and you've done work on it in the past as well, is, well, this was a slow start and a really bad start. And the issues are similar to the kind of issues on the season. This wasn't actually like slow starts on 2023, at least, haven't been a problem for the offense. The offense actually started well at times.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they in the first quarter, if that's how you want to define the parameters for the start, right? Maybe that's opening script, but like in the first quarter, they are the 3rd best offense in the league by EPA total efficiency. That's even with Drew Lock in there in the sample. So They start strong. In fact, they have fast starts. I think they actually have like the most touchdowns scored on their opening drive of any team in the league. I think I read that. So, like, they don't have a slow start problem. It was just kind of this game, and the 49ers game and the Ravens game. But the principle there was that they were bad at everything in those games, right? It wasn't unique to the start, but outside of those games, outside of this game, they have had fast starts. So I think also, kind of tying into the point about this being a good offensive day overall, is that since week 10 in the Geno games, they have fixed, you could say, or in the middle of fixing their problems. Their problems have been third downs and red zone. I mean, this is just one way to measure. I don't actually know what their red zone efficiency is in the aggregate, but one way is their passing success rate inside the 30-yard line, which is stretching it a little bit, but it's still true for the 20th. I'm just trying to get a larger sample size. Since week 10, their passing success rate inside the 30-yard line in Geno's games ranks 8th. Before that, it was 29th.
And most teams, Griff, would to support you using the 30-yard line, they would kind of treat that as the high red.
Right, because you're accessing your red zone offense. The same problems really creep
up. And
up,
defense,
right? Yeah, and then also the third downs in Geno's game since week 10, his dropback success rate is like also 5th. And then his overall EPA, taking it all in, I think is also 5th. So, I mean, the early downs have sustained, because the early downs in the first half of the season were elite. The third downs in red zone were abysmal. Those have regressed positively or just correlated with the starters getting in the lineup for the O-line. Even if they're not blocking well, like organizationally, it helps you a little bit, right? Chemistry. And then, people like, well, what about points? What about points? Well, we can talk about the deeper efficiency metrics. On the points note, ultimately what we want, if we look at the measure we should be looking, points per drive, they're averaging 2.33 points per game, which I don't know what it is over that span, but for the whole season, that ranks 9th or 8th or 9th. So the points have followed the red zone improving, and the points have followed the thirds down improving. So I think that we kind of need, for all the misgivings we have about the offense, we still need to be talking about them as a very much improved team. Doesn't mean it's not delicate. It doesn't mean if they play the 49ers, tomorrow, that they might get, destroyed. I'm not saying that won't happen, but they are getting better at everything. And I think we should talk about that. And even if we just look at the full season EPA, they are the 11th ranked offense, all downs, the whole season. So we're still talking about an offense that is good here. And talking about an offense that is getting better. So
yeah, I think where the frustration comes in is how they can look very, very good at times, but there's just the moments of inconsistency, which is natural for that to result in frustration.
Absolutely.
And it still feels like their best football's to come, probably because they're, playing a 4th-round rookie at right guard, probably because there's like individual errors, probably because after that impressive Dallas Cowboys game, Geno Smith's out with an injury. There's no reason they can't continue. It's just, as is the case in any NFL, continue improving, but as is the case in any NFL season, you do run out of time. Like there's a moment where the season ends, and then it's all another year. So
and to your point, Matty, like that Eagles game, the Eagles have a bad defense right now, but they have a really good pass rush. The O-line protected well considering the opponent.
Yep.
If Geno Smith is playing that game, they probably score 30. You'll never know, but they probably do, right? And we probably talk about this offense a little bit more confidently. I mean, granted, I'm only talking about 5 Geno games since week 10, since the second half of the season started. But of those 5 games, they have the 5th ranked offense. So I'm not stressing too much in the aggregate, but the details still matter, because if they stall, it will be for those nitpicks,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So let's dive into the tape. Blake, thank you so much for the donation. Very kind. Blake, if you had a comment that to go with that, because we tried to keep up with the chat, but Obviously, we can't always, but if you're donating, we always will. So, Blake, please let me know if you, or let us know if you have something you want to ask or anything. Thank you. Super chat features fairly easy to use if you're watching on YouTube. So, Griff, should we just cycle through the tape? Just go through all of it? A mammoth tape?
Let's do it. Let's like speed run.
Speed run.
Let's look at like 2 drives from the first half.
Our title should be like speed running the Seahawks offense.
I mean, there are only 7 drives, so there aren't that many plays.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
We can look at 2 drives of the first half, 2 bad ones, and then 2 good ones in the second half.
How are we doing for placement there, chat? Do we like that? I'm just about to sneeze, so let me just...
Bless you.
Gesundheit. Right. So this is literally the first play of the game. It's a good play from the end here, but it's... I don't want to say it's emblematic of the run offense, but like a lot of their issues are... Maybe that's better. Oh, you can't see the back, though. Oh, God. So, this end spills Fant's block, and Fant's angle's wrong, and it goes for a touchdown, probably, if he makes that block.
Yeah. You've got, I mean, does that B gap bubble look kind of enticing? No. Then the A gap bubble. Should he try to feel that out? Should he be tight? But then Shair's right there. So they get movement on the nose tackle, but it's kind of fool's.
Oh, yeah. Who is this? Who is 41?
Not sure.
Breesy
the fourth. Brizzy the
yeah,
fourth.
This is who I was talking about, Griff. Look, he just runs sideways on plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not sideways. He just yeah. Yeah. So there's always like in the run game, it feels like anecdotal, lack of evidence, load of rubbish. But a lot of the times, there's like the one critical block, like which just doesn't get made. It's actually, yeah, annoying. And then why does Disley go help out here? Is the end? I don't know.
Well, I mean, Fant should be.
Yeah.
Fant is split blocking him.
Yeah. So he's going up for the Is his influence good? Yeah, I think it holds enough.
Fant needs to make a better block, man.
Yeah. And how about Lockett's block on the corner? Because the corner got involved. Yeah, he can't really do much.
Yeah, ideally that block. I mean, it creases off Lucas, right?
Yes.
And so
it's really he almost is running too quick. He's like almost out of control.
Yeah. And the O-line does all right. It does all right. And
they get decent movement here. Lucas is kind of a monster working these combos with
the auxiliary, the blocking from the auxiliary blockers on the Dolphins, the 49ers, the Rams is immaculate. And right. I really think that's where like coaching comes in, because Tyler Higbee is 250. He's not a big body dude, but
it's all just aiming points, understanding like pre-snap, right?
Yeah.
They are in a too high shell with the corners pressed up. So someone has to handle that. It is therefore more likely that you are potentially going to get a tighter playing end, a heavier playing end. And so be aware of that, It's right. all these types of things which go into
think that's the dimension that the coaching staff is missing the most. I don't think it's ideas. I don't think it's philosophy. I don't think it's scheme. I don't think it's match manipulation. That was a little bit of a problem on third downs. I think they're solving that. I think it's this stuff. I think it's the details. And
does that make... Sorry, Griff.
Go ahead.
But what I said may sound
capping their potential is all.
Absolutely. And what I said may sound crazy, but that's literally what like McVay, Shanahan, that McDaniel, that's what they do so well is however they do it, but within their system, they get the players understanding how different defenses play and how the plays they're running work and need to be executed versus that system.
Right.
Was Disley supposed to block out and Fant go up the C gap? No, Jay. It's just split zone. But Disley just does this to try and hold the end. But I wondered if he could have waited a tick longer. He just does that to prevent the end really condensing down immediately.
Yeah.
So it does pause the end slightly, but not much.
And maybe because it is such a wide 9, Fant, it's a little awkward for Fant. It's more space to deal with.
Yeah, because he's thinking he's going to fly upfield. I need to secure that. And then he is there. But yeah.
But yeah, Walker, that's at least a 10-yarder if Fant makes the block. So
yeah. Misfit, good to see you here. We did hit it, but clearly you're catching up. Oh,
so it's Haas, right? It's quick game.
It is Haas, yeah.
They just want to get the ball out, right? And it's off corners. They're telling the corners, like, if you play off, we're just going to take the 5, 6, 7 yards you give us each time. And that was the theme.
Let me change this so you can see it. So we got the zone indicator as well. It's corner over the running back. And yeah, DK kind of ran himself out the first down there.
Yeah. But he'll take 9 yards in quick game every time, right?
Yep.
Lucas kind of oversets a little bit for a quick game.
I think that's okay, Griff.
Maybe he just turns too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the verbiage I should have used.
And then this is cool.
Yeah. Tush push, and then don't have the quarterback do it. Don't risk anything. Because his groin, you don't want him pulling something, pushing.
And everyone, oh yes, I should do this again. Everyone blathers on about how Jalen Hurts squats so much and all that stuff. Well, then have your, athletic running back in.
Right. I'm sure DJ Dallas has put at least 500 pounds on his back before.
Right, and you're always going to have
it's all the blockers, though. It's not the quarterback. It's not Dallas. It's all the blockers.
No, and you're all going to have you're always going to have this deep safety like chilling here while your quarterback's here. So
yeah,
I mean it's the same premise, really.
Yeah.
What trick play could you do off this? Could you could you long snap it back to Geno and then ping it to one?
Do you toss it to him? Everyone's on the ground, and then one like Colby leaks out across the formation of the boundary.
Yes. See, yeah, that might go wrong given the width of this guy. But anyway, maybe we'll see it. If they can do this is a game changer.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool that Waldron's like, hey man, can we get in on this,
Well, and I imagine Pete has really spoken for this because he's really kind of admired how the Eagles have done it ever since like last year. He was talking about it,
right?
So
it's interesting to me that Parkinson is the blocker there. I would think Disley would be. You'd think they want their best
right.
blocker, the most leverage oriented guy right there.
Yeah, because Disley's here and Fant is here.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's like quite I guess lower to the ground. But yeah, this is well, I guess if Belaw's healthy, that's him.
Oh, good point. You almost wonder, should Colby take the ball because of the length?
Yeah.
But he'd probably screw up the exchange. He's never done that before.
Okay, so now here. I don't know if we got a proper shift there, possibly. That looks like 4 and 6 to me. 6 or 8 to me.
Yeah.
Zone.
They love the bubble RPO out of this. They're bubbling again, aren't they? They do it with Jackson later. They do it with Tyler here. Does Tyler expand too quickly? Does he not pace this right? Or
Yeah, I
does
think
he just think DK will seal it?
DK isn't blocking like he thinks Tyler's gonna be like that, is he?
Yeah, he turns him out, right?
Also to the boundary, so like Tyler's almost running like that to the field.
Hmm. Now they are a good screen game, a good screen team. So I don't have a problem with them having, playing small ball in their opening drives, on the road trying to get their footing. It's just it's the precise execution of it really that kind of hurt this. Like this could have gone for 6 yards, but it goes for 4 instead.
Yeah. Uh, the handoff would have been interesting here.
Yeah,
Like,
because what is it? Long trap.
I think it's like power,
Yeah,
I mean, he's spilling, but Walker likes to bounce.
yeah. Either
So
way,
what 2nd and 6.
empty again. And why so much empty? One, quick game, right? But then also you want the Titans to have to define their defense.
Yeah. Parkinson played that like he didn't know what
So they're playing palms up top probably.
yeah, it's like
And
almost plays out like 2 invert.
do you think Geno pre-snap is probably relying on it just being a quarters look? So he thinks
Yeah.
I have the flat, right? This is a little risky, but I think he just trusts that Colby will shield it.
Yeah, he throws it early enough. It's to a big body, and there is a presence here. Like,
And he's like, I just need a first down. And he puts it on Colby's inside half. He doesn't lead him to the sideline.
yeah, which is the key.
So they pick up the first here, right? They should, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but again, quick game. Waldron scheming like he doesn't necessarily trust his O line after a heavy dose of 5-step game the weeks prior.
I think this is frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think this is the design screen, is it? I think this is just pressure killing the concept. Yeah.
Because what is it? Is it scissors or dagger?
Like dagger and DK would pop open because for a start, so guys, this is too high. You have the zone indicator. Remember, they got Lockett matched up on a slot against Dallas like this, like a nub formation. Multiple tight end look. They get in base defense. So well, I don't actually know if that is base, but the point being, you get Lockett matched up on a backer, and the backer also has this C gap, D gap area, and Lockett is releasing at speed with no reroute, and this guy's in hell because his job in this defensive structure, because they're playing 2 out here, is to carry Lockett deep to this guy, which isn't fun. Meanwhile, he's so worried about the reroute on the fade to help out this dude that DK is going to hit into this window as this guy's going to be run out.
DK's route doesn't seem very urgent. I wonder if it is the runoff, like a fake runoff concept, and it is a screen, like a slip, or
maybe, and they're setting it up later.
Because what is DK's speed here, and what is his angle?
Yeah, crap. Yeah.
I mean, they do run dagger to DK, and he does try to break this more square. I don't really get it.
No, though they had it right.
Yeah. Let's look at the blocking really quick. Maybe are they inviting the pass rush and it is a screen, or
that would make sense, but whatever happens is
no, it's just busted slide pro.
Yeah. It's odd though. Maybe it's just a schemed up shot to Lockett that DK just doesn't believe he's getting the ball, but
strange. But if we look at the O-line, like that's something that doesn't require one-on-one blocking talent. Like that's a bust. So again,
No.
it's like things in their control, throwing off their rhythm.
Well, yeah,
It's,
and I guess timing wise, Griff, for DK's urgency, like he doesn't need to be that urgent because well, he kind of does because this guy's kind of getting.
he's helping the safety out big time.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Like he should be just like he should be hauling ass for the hash. Like
that is a weird route.
So again, details, and it's like, yeah, player execution, but why are they executing like that?
His release is so nice. This like he's been using this kind of widen out because why this is a nice route, guys, is corners outside leverage already, and his job in this defense is to deny the outside release. So he wants to go outside. For you to maximize your room in that kind of window, just walk him out a bit further, then get yourself a clean release to the inside. It's a really good release, but then the effort on the route is kind of odd. Which would imply, I don't know, this is a very odd play, and this is the type of stuff which happens. So yeah, it's what's
strange.
Yeah, they're dressing it up like split zone, aren't they?
Yeah. Let's look at Geno's eyes. What is Geno? Yeah,
Geno's looking at Lockett.
Yeah, I mean he's breeding the concept out downfield. Now maybe he's doing that to try to lull the pass rush, but I don't know. I think he's trying to set up to throw a dig route here, or maybe the post or seam.
And Lucas on this play is just thinking again, wide 9. I need to get outside. By the time he's got outside, he does know he has the slide help, but Bradford gets caught up on 94, which is how that happens. Yep. Lucas is kind of that's not his best rep.
So like on paper, the play call here against the structure of the defense, they have success with this. This is not an idea problem. It's not a using your players wrong problem. It's an execution problem, which is maybe a coaching problem, a mindset problem or whatever, things we can't know. But there was just a lot of that going on in the first half.
Quads in this economy?
No, it's important because they get that 3rd and 3 conversion on one of those game winning or one of the second half drives, the 3rd and 3 to DK. So what do they do here?
Immediately I'd say backside slant, right? They love this. Although this guy's creeping. Like in terms of your numbers advantage is here, right? You've got 4/4 and 2/1 here.
Yeah. And that's if you're the offense, if you're even hat for hat, you have an advantage gap wise in terms of blocking. But
oh geez,
so it's quick game.
That's a nasty rush,
and you can't. So again, Waldron's calling quick game. It's not a deep drop concept, and they can't even protect. He can't get to the backside.
Yeah. Now Geno at Geno Kun, absolutely lasered in.
You're thinking Fant?
Well, not even that. I think he just throws this to DK and it's on target and he beats the 2 defenders. But to clutch this, complimentary football, 0-0 on the road, it's still the first drive, right?
Is it? But watch Geno's eyes though on the broadcast. I think he comes off DK.
Oh yeah, he does. You're right. He doesn't even look there. Which that actually makes a lot more sense. So yeah, he just checks this safety staying there. He knows the numbers advantage is out here. He has to wait for this to develop. He trusting. Oh no, he does look at DK a bit.
He does.
I think he's trying to hold the safety here, so then he can access that potentially or that, right?
Yeah, and if not, Bobo for sure.
Yeah, but this route rarely gets hit with how the Seahawks are pass protecting. Oh yeah, this would have been a nice high-low. He could have pinged that.
He would have. I was what I thought, and I rewound the end zone on this one like 10 times. And I wanted to believe he was going to go to Fant, but I really think he's looking at Bobo on the first snag route. But I'm
Okay.
curious what you think. Like, I don't know. So, like, where are his eyes right now? Is he looking at 41 or is he looking at Fant?
I think he's looking 41, right? Oh yeah, he moves off that because of
Yeah.
yeah. So he goes to start looking for this and then Bobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's more trust in the protection, he probably thinks Fant.
Yeah, Jay, absolutely. Cross has to make this block. Yeah, you can't let your quarterback get lit up like this. Um, that's why the left tackle position is so important. You're on the blind side, and this happens in about 2 seconds.
Yeah,
which is not good.
They have a first down otherwise. So
is that who is that?
Arden Key.
It is Key. Yeah, he's so I reckon he could play basketball.
Yeah, he's lengthy.
Yeah, he's like slender. Yeah, cool.
He's had an interesting career. Like, he got good with the 49ers and kind of stayed good.
Right, in that BS defense.
Right. Maddening defense. So again, it's like this play call is open. You like you were saying earlier.
And what's so annoying as well is they've had so many issues with interior twists, and the interior does a great job here. Bradford packs it tight. He's got his head in a swivel for this is coming, and he stays square enough. Like, he's there. This blitzer's doing nothing, and just they lose with a 1-on-1. And yeah, play call's there.
Yeah. So
then you're in hell, 3rd and 16, which is hell. And you're also not in field goal range. So this is a good look for like teams for cover zero teams, because you can block anything up. You can get in max protect. You can chip. You can help out your pass pro. Different look. Let me change where we are on the screen so that you can see this. That's probably not the thing to do anymore. Why can't I make us smaller?
That play is the Arden Key offsides anyway.
Oh, good.
Geno had the touchdown here though.
Yeah, and again, it's the protection, right?
Yeah, speeding him up. If they're in a dome, for whatever reason, he probably makes this throw.
Yeah, so he lets it go here. Hold on.
And Lockett's
he's throwing this just to like Lockett's been tripped, and he's like throwing it here, but Lockett kind of runs it here, right?
Yeah. So are you saying like if Geno has a beat, he can probably like gauge his placement and his intentional placement differently?
Just have to let it go slightly earlier than he'd want, I think. Look here. I mean, we'll see it from the end zone, but he's just having to throw it. He's just trying to throw it basically to the inside of the numbers, which is based on Lockett's initial starting position, where he's kind of, he doesn't know what this guy's doing. He's just throwing it to a spot. But if he'd been able to wait it out slightly longer, then he'll find Lockett easy,
Right. Yeah, he'd have so much margin for error if he could.
Because that placement's actually pretty bang on. From if you think, I mean, Lockett started here. He kind of threw it to Lockett's designed area. It's just based on defender leverage. Lockett's naturally trying to drift this way. Yeah. And he got his hands on it. Like, he almost made a great grab.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's an incredible adjustment from Locke.
And with what they were, I mean, I know they called the offsides, and this official, like, I don't want to, when they see a flag, it probably distracts them slightly. I don't know. But this is, with what how is this not illegal contact? He trips him way beyond 5 yards as well.
Yeah. It'd be one thing if he didn't extend out with his hands, but like.
Yeah, it's like, he's like,
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did get the free play though.
They did. Arden Key cheating the silent count.
So
Yeah, I mean, this isn't awful pass protection. Well, actually, that's
it's a bad rep for Lucas.
that's a tough rep. Yeah,
It's one of, I mean, Cross had a bad one in the first half. Lucas had a bad one in the first half.
but it's a workable pocket. It's just 3rd and 16 thing, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So
yeah, Geno reads this out so well as well. So then 3rd and 11. Man indicator, right? Like just the way that that's followed, the way that the contours look.
yeah, the
Looks
nickel
like
over Jackson, it feels manish. So you're thinking you're probably thinking 2-man, right?
Yeah, 2-man, like some type of like 4, like bracket sort of thing.
Yeah. No, that's more accurate with the field corner.
Why do they love Hank versus Man? It's like, yes.
Yeah, I don't. That's. I mean, normally their game plan against any too high man coverage is like pretty rock solid, because that's like that's why they move the ball in 2-minute situations so well, is because they just find the weak spot. I did not like this play call.
Hank chat being over the ball sit route, curl, shoot into the flat, and then backside. I think it's just a curl and a flat, right?
Yeah. Now the funny thing is that like it still kind of works because of execution.
Yeah. Does Geno throw this slightly late, Griff? I guess he's having to read out. He's thinking about this, isn't he? Is he slightly late to that?
Maybe a beat, but
he has to read out the play, doesn't he?
Yeah, I love that that's open to him. I mean, yeah, you read this, you read the over the ball first, you read the sit route first, then you transition to.
Because contour wise, this is like it's like cover 6 with the safeties and the corner. It's like quarter half, but man, it's kind of cool for them then.
Yeah, it could be a combo coverage. I wonder if it's 2-man backside and then.
Like
but I mean, granted, it's outside release against quarters is going to look like that, and the safety kind of has quarter footwork.
Yeah,
it's not exactly. I don't know. I'm speculating.
It's just crazy. Yeah, let's just call it 2-man. How it's got give. And he caught that, didn't he?
He definitely caught that, and they called it a no. And if they called it a catch, 4th and 1, we probably see DJ Dallas out there again on the tush push.
Yeah.
So.
Pass pro.
So I think this drive was kind of it had problems, but it had things going for it.
What is this? What? Good enough. Wait, does it get tipped? I think it gets tipped.
Oh, the ball? It's a little wobbly.
But yeah, I think that gets tipped.
He still puts it right into his gut, though. Like that's not like a low ball.
It would explain why it looks kind of late getting there. Because Geno can rip it, not like Drew Lock rip, but
yeah.
Yeah, the way it just dies in the air. Maybe not. I don't know. But protection wise, that's a bit rough. Okay, and then wow.
This is where I think this is when people started to get mad live on Sunday.
Yeah, because that's your first play call, which you understand, right, with what we've seen. But when it goes for loss, and does Geno throw it behind him?
He does, because he's trying to lead him away from the linebacker or the edge.
Yeah, this is scary, and they have the numbers and the look, but
and the space. And the space.
Whiff on the block, takes the inside move. He's like eyes are in the. Yeah, they're like not tracking the. And
You
it's
get
again, it's
two.
about understanding the defense. Like he could play the force right and come down, or defensively they'd spin to like two invert stuff, and then this guy suddenly becomes a guy who might make an inside move on you. You know, it's two invert, so
I mean,
this guy might play more aggressive to you.
if the 49ers run this play, which I'm sure they have, this goes for like 12 yards even.
Yeah,
They should have at least gotten 4 or 5 here,
and that's
setting up.
not. Yeah, that is to do with talent, but like a lot of like blocking, like stuff like this is coaching the details, isn't it? As
Right.
we've said.
All you need to do is exist between the defender and the running back half the time. Like you don't even need to gain ground on the block. You just need to be a screen.
Yeah.
That's why they call it a screen.
I was at this point, you know, I was watching this during a family meal.
Yeah.
At this point, I was very aggressively chewing a sausage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We all know how the sausage gets made, but how does it get chewed?
Exactly.
In
And
Maddie's mouth.
when it's a tackle for loss on the screen, not great.
Yeah. So, well, they get 2 yards. But why was it 1st and 6? Was there a special teams penalty? It was 1st and 6. That makes no sense.
I don't know. Sometimes the scoreboard's weird. Is it
Yeah.
because they're I don't know.
I don't know.
That is a loss.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
So maybe it
weren't
was
they
actually
here?
1st and 10.
Yeah, it's like thinking that they're like going in,
Yeah.
not coming
Oh,
out.
I see what you're saying. The other way. All right. Now, this play, I understand being upset with, just because, like,
Why?
why are we running? But it could be a check at the line. That's the other thing. Because you look at the front. It's too high. You have a
3/2. Or this is 3, but tight. Yeah, you with how they're playing their structure, you have the box count, right? Like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they've got 6 if you block it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they have the look. And there's this attached as well to hold it. They actually bring pressure.
Which
There's
probably was because of Lockett is probably gets charted as an RPO. So it's going to be dictated by the defense, by who he's reading. But I think Geno made his mind up pre-snap that he was handing this off. Because the edge crashes.
That's a pretty impressive play from Al-Shair.
Yeah. Yeah, Shire is Al Shire. I mean, he's athletic. He has box skills. He was on our kind of short list of free agent linebackers we could stomach, right?
It's a really interesting defensive concept.
They fit this up really well.
Yeah.
Slanting into the bubble, taking the bubble away, exchanging with 41. That helps
Making
41 push to the field if it is a pass.
Getting a new edge from 97.
Yeah. Kind of 99's dropping. Yeah, it's good stuff all around. See, the Vrabel, I mean, he does some interesting things.
They're like they don't have any DBs basically, but their defense does some clever stuff. I mean, I did hear that their defensive coordinator was like kind of copied a lot. 3rd and 10. So not great in this spot, especially. This is like nightmare fuel. Oh gosh, why do I keep doing that? Right, there we go. Is that good? That would do. Geno does well here to not get in yikes territory.
Yeah. So it's a half field read. They're really only working Noah Fant.
Right. And they
They
get
don't have the
like
protection for it.
they get like the type of quarters.
Yeah. Or this is a pressure call, so it's like it's almost like zero cross.
Yes. Yeah, because do you think this dude has the back, or do you think one of these does?
like either one of the blitzers has a peel, but no one goes with him. So what does the weak safety do?
Yeah, I
So
think he does have the back.
So the weak safety has the back, and then the Mike is the extra player,
Yeah,
and he's the cutter.
Yeah,
He cuts and then the field safety 44. That's not a safety, but he kind of gives the illusion of like a shell player, but he's really in man all the way.
yeah.
So it's like zero cross with the 5-man rush.
And they, it gets open, but it's 3rd and 10, and that's why you call this in 3rd and 10. That's why this guy can be on the back, because he doesn't really, the back's likely to stay in, but also let him throw that, and then we'll go make the tackle, get off the field. You can get numbers back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's nowhere to go with this football.
It was either first down trick shot to Fant or check down for field position's sake and to escape the safety.
Yeah, and there's nothing there.
And Geno escapes the safety with his own feet instead of the check down. So because the protection doesn't hold up. So Fant wanted to, or Geno wanted to throw. I think the look downfield is tight but throwable to Fant.
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, yeah. The with how this corner throttles down on Lockett, there's definitely the space here.
Yeah.
Because they're playing the sticks, right?
Yeah.
But this is clever though. They're like 2-3. This is really pretty cool stuff. How they read off here.
Yeah, well, it's the cut rules, right? And zero cross.
Cut. Yep.
So he's cutting robot, but it is heads up of him to look for 3 instead of the 1 across the way, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But I still think Geno tries to teardrop that over 21 because he's thrown that look before this year.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's still beat out here. There's nothing here.
Yeah, too bad.
I mean, Walker maybe could have broke the tackle, but like, there's no time for Geno to read out this and then come back. Like, he doesn't have the time.
Yeah. So,
thoughts on the O line? A lot of people lose their one-on-one matchup, don't they?
Here, especially, yeah.
Front side, Lucas has a tough moment. Recovers, but like combined with how 96 rushes, just not enough room in the pocket. Key has a good kind of back of the. Yeah, there's just nothing really. Geno tries to move up, which is the right move, but they've got very good rush space discipline. It's tough rep for Bradford.
So
Bradford's probably the one who outright loses.
Yeah, and Lucas collapses a little bit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I mean, he does stake at the end.
Yeah, it's just tight.
I just don't think there's enough room for Geno's arm to load.
No,
for that throw.
Definitely not. No, that's
you want more.
But this looks attractive, doesn't it? It shows how crazy the NFL is.
Yeah, definitely.
So big limitation. 1st and 10.
That's nice. We'll take
Very
that.
nice run.
Is this the field goal drive in the first half?
Yes.
Do we want to look at the good drives in the second half?
Yes. Shall I speed it up a bit?
Sure. So then how do we characterize the first half then? Like, what's the core issue? Or how do you characterize it?
I don't want to scapegoat one area, but the offensive line does have limiting factors which kind of have knock-on effects and everything,
Yeah. I mean, it's the blocking really
Yeah, and
across the
it's like
board, from the tight ends and
yeah,
receivers.
the tight ends in the run game are a bit of an issue. What is this? Is it
But
this is
but
duo, but with no player for this guy?
to your point though about not wanting to scapegoat, I mean, we can say that superficially it's the players not playing well, but then like why are they not playing well? Is the coaching staff not getting them prepared? So we don't need to absolve scapegoat one area and absolve the other.
No,
But then I think all those things still improve in the second half.
right. I mean, even route wise, why is this drifting like this? I know he has to get behind the two corner, but there's one run I wanted to talk about though. This is another good play where the edge just bullies the crap out of. Like, this is a touchdown, right, on the whiteboard. Like, bang. You know,
Yeah.
like they have the numbers, but Arden Key sets the heck out of this edge on Fant, like just completely jacks him up. Like Fant is so high into this. Look at him.
Yeah, it's a counter run out of a cool formation that is not gimmicky. The formation is sound based off of all the things they do off of it. They hit
And
a
look,
play action concept off the same blocking scheme later.
but they can't win.
Yeah, like that's just garbage. And Fant's made some good blocks, but
Oh, this is a play to talk about as well, Griff.
yeah, this is strange across the board. I mean, it's 3rd and 10, right? So you kind of have to go
Yeah.
downfield, but they send 7. And so why is your hot Tyler Lockett? Like, why doesn't Fant, like we talked about on Twitter, have a rule where he sits down? But if
Dan
he
Quinn
sits
did
down,
this. Dan Quinn did this in Seattle as well. And guys clean up the egg. Like the one thing, even if they bring in one more, you cannot let this guy at the quarterback. And I wonder if the back needs to go here and we let this guy clean, but that's off the blind side. So I do wonder if Charbonnet's meant to pick that. He does see it.
No, I think it's intended to go 4 over 4 left, and then to the right, it's 2 versus 3, and Geno has to take care of the third guy.
I agree, but then so should the line stay tight and we let this guy clean?
Oh, and block it inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be just letting that free up the interior is just crazy to me. And they did it against Dallas too, and yikes! It's lucky Geno wasn't really hurt there.
Yeah, man,
And
I was worried. He's taken shots this year, man. He's taken shots at the low time to throw. Like he's in the he's in the upper half of quickest time to throw. Like he's not getting hit because he's holding the ball. It's a myth. He's not holding the ball.
This is like a slight miss from him.
This is a miss from him. And another thing regarding like in the first half, like not being sharp. Like Geno to this point has not really done anything wrong. But in here it's like, he's not quite, all the way perfect,
Carl, they did call roughing the pass from that penalty, so it's roughing the passer for Seattle too.
Wait, is this first half still? It is, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's just this one run I wanted to. Oh, this is crazy, Griff. On
the 3rd and 4.
This is so nice.
So what's
6 and 2?
It's drive, right? Is it sail drive or smash drive? No, what is DK?
Yeah,
do?
like
drive DK's route is like fake anyway, but he just
goes into scramble response.
Maybe
not finishing his routes again. Like
this is cool actually. I mean, they've got the It's meant to look like smash drive, but it's really like switch verticals drive. You know,
Why
in
does
practice.
he not finish his route?
Don't know,
Not that
man.
Geno is going to get there, but
So
he
this ties into the receiver detail thing, right?
talked about not finishing his routes and said, I need to do it better. And he's kind of reverting.
Yeah. Now, when he knows he's in the concept for real, not really a problem. But when he's like not, when he's a placeholder, it's kind of a problem. So anyway, so what does Geno do? Geno's reading the high low on the backside, the drive concept. The mic is high, the weak safety is high. So he holds, sticks it out, even with pressure in his face, and waits for the shallow to come open and hits it in the void of the zone. That's grown-up quarterbacking.
Yeah.
Under pressure, staying in structure, keeping his shoulders perpendicular.
Yeah, because they have a tough moment here. Wait.
Fadeaway jumper, third down conversion.
Am I a fraud?
What?
It's 70.
Is that Peters?
Mm.
That's Peters, right?
It must be. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
man,
it's enough time ultimately for Geno. This is great quarterbacking.
I'm so glad we have this type of quarterback right now.
Great play. It's just thrown early enough that it's not a problem, and kind of throw that could get called for PI with the little hook of the right arm.
Yeah. And the guard, I think the edge pressure is fine, but then the guard makes the edge pressure matter because he can't step up.
Yeah.
The guard.
What the smell? What the smell? Good to see.
Where could he have gone if he had time to come off of the throw to Lockett?
Oh well, this is the thing. Oh, I guess he's throwing it in rhythm, so it's not an issue. But they play their weak hook defender kind of weird because this is 3, but like a really weird. Like the spacing of their 3 stuff is odd sometimes.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the safety's the extra dude who kind of gets a license, and so then it gets a bit funky. It's like how the Patriots run, zones like 3.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that. But this and then this, high low on here.
Yeah. Then I think Geno also chooses pre-snap Lockett. And that's part of the thing. He throws his first read a lot because of trust in the production.
This play upset me. This is again pass pro, like 2nd and 10, and he has it. It's bow and arrow again. Chat. Remember we talked about that scat. So you got the dig. This guy sucks down because he's a sucker. Bang. Mike's opening to the 3 side. We got the window. And then we've got the arrow concept here, the arrow route, and the corner here. And we can just read out the mic. He's melting here. We know we have this throw. Oh, I need to be careful. Doing a accidental phallus. And, he could throw this early. He could throw that now. And if he's like super on it, maybe he does. But we're kind of expecting crazy things here. He's just waiting, and I actually don't think he can throw that because there's a guy right there.
Well, look what DK ends up doing though. He's actually running.
Yeah, he does his. No, I think this is his scramble response, isn't it?
Oh,
look, he's running the dig, and then he does the scramble response now.
Strange, because he sees him coming off.
Yeah. I think this is bow and arrow.
I don't like DK's initial angle though on the dig route, man. It's too high. So are they coaching it that way?
Well, Griff, remember, Drew Lock hit DK on that the same concept, but it looked like a post from DK versus the Eagles.
That's like to isolation in the one-on-one thing. Like this is into zone coverage. You're trying to get into that window horizontally.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You were trying to wrap over that curl defender.
Oh, they get a post here as well. I guess they just maybe it's just how they felt the safeties were play. What?
I think it's actually. I think what the play is it's actually. It could be like a smash high-low thing to DK side, and then it's like the bow concept backside.
No, I don't know, because when Geno's back foot hits, he's coming here. Like you think it's like a hit, and we ping it here.
Don't you read it? Don't you read it to the corner first, then your eyes go backside to the dig. To is that Tyler Jackson's dig up top?
Yeah,
Like,
but
like is this actually arrow bow just flipped?
No, they both run. They both run in.
You think okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I don't know.
it's not quite that look. But he runs like a post as well.
Would we be able to deduce easier if the route details were a little more specific?
Sloppy. But the point is, Damian Lewis has a rough rep here, and as Griff goes off camera, and there's like a swim, and it's unfortunate because Geno would have hit that, but to his credit, it's really good kind of sensing of, okay, I really know this is coming open, but I can't hit it because Damian Lewis, I mean, this is essentially an instant pressure. So
ultimately,
check down, stays alive. Oh, and then lo and behold, like it looks pretty good for the check down. Like we have this, they've really dropped deep.
Like I think like Charbonnet is at least setting up a 3rd and 5. I think.
Yeah, and he drops the ball, which again, execution errors. So 3rd and 10 and no one open.
Half field read here.
Disgusting.
Actually, I'm not sure that's a half field read. I think Colby's an alert. He's not part of it. And I think it goes from Tyler to
hideous concept.
Yeah,
they weren't expecting man here, were they? No way were they expecting man.
Yeah.
But this is reminiscent of, that big 3rd and 14 to JSN. It's like a similar type of deal. Geno just comes off it because of the pass rush.
Yeah. Yeah. So they are working the middle. It just doesn't work. So
yeah, is this the run play? Yeah, this is a touchdown, and Disley loses his block at the end. This is unbelievable from Walker. I'd be so annoyed. First play of the 3rd quarter, Griff. This is unreal from Walker.
Yeah. Pistol, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that is a long time for Disley to hold a block, but
it is.
He's probably worried about holding.
Yeah, but again, it's like the leverage. You've got him here, so let's get him
at least
there.
keep your leverage.
Stay on that side. Why is he looking at just drive that man? Why is he looking at the runner? I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, you can't see that, guys. It looks a bit despondent. That's unreal from Walker.
Yep, making lemonade.
This is sloppy Geno, Griff. Snaps the ball too quick. They were taking a while to get plays in, it seemed, or taking a while to snap the ball. So maybe that's part of what's going on here. Because we can't see the game clock right now, but
That's
this
just
is a
garbage.
quarterback issue.
Wait. Oh, because he takes too long to snap.
Because of how, he should wait for Fant to clear, but Fant kind of curves.
Just bad.
Bad.
All right, we're at an hour 40. Let's get to the good stuff.
Let's get to the good stuff. Okay. This is good stuff, Griff.
Yep. Is this the 3rd and 6 to Jackson?
3rd and 6, yeah. Yep.
All right, so you get man indicators, cover 1. You have a lot of space to the field. You go play pitch and catch, right?
Absolutely.
Jackson down at the bottom. I like how Jackson kind of flattens out and then gets upfield again.
Yeah, it's almost it's like stacking, isn't it? It's holding this line, knowing that you can go up here, but you don't want to immediately like round your route up here because then the corner can get into an undercut position easier. Yeah. So you're running it flat and then up, which is, I mean, pretty poised playmaking. It's not getting too excited too early.
Yeah.
Which is never a good thing.
Never. Remember, rhythm is a dancer, patience is a virtue. And Bob's your uncle.
Bob's actually my granddad.
Not anymore.
Wow.
He's your uncle, actually.
Wow. Okay.
The truth comes out.
How's the O-line here, Griff?
It's a quick game, so it better be good, and I think it's good enough.
Good enough. Good job. This is play action, right? No. Oh, dear. Well, we said we'd talk about the good stuff.
So counter or power, however you view it, because technically Colby's on the strong side of the play side of the formation.
Yeah.
After or before the snap. So I guess technically motion into power.
And then tight end can't block.
But hey, yeah, look at that. You don't have really a bubble. You don't let the tight end climb, so the linebackers are protected.
Imagine.
And that's how it power gets.
Yeah, so like running this to this side is an unusual decision.
You'd almost like to see it ran to the boundary.
Yeah. But I guess they thought they were going to get this, and then it's this block with the pool coming around for 41.
Yeah.
But
then Shire would still be free in theory.
Yeah.
Even if the edge doesn't work back on Disley, which is a good play by him.
Yeah, this is this is not good.
Either way, I mean, Walker, if Colby makes his block, Walker can still make something happen potentially.
Make lemonade.
Yeah, which that's his whole thing. So this is insane.
Whoa.
This was like they all woke up.
Yeah, so they're like, what are we doing here?
This is a 7-step concept. So 5-step drop from gun.
That's what I'm talking about as well. Like, they're like getting exotic on the defense. Like they're bringing a sim pressure, but they're like leaving Bradford as the guy without a rusher on him. And it's really easy Seattle's O-line blocks this really well. And Walker.
Yeah. Yep. Just good enough, right?
Yeah, actually, Lewis gets in a bit of bother, but it gives Geno time to fully read this out. Because they've got double posts up here, right? And the corner's leverage is pretty. Like, not only is he kind of inside, but he's in a great position to be able to
Yeah.
cut that.
Right.
And
So what's cool about this is pre-snap. You're thinking quarters,
yep,
and
looks like quarter, and
then
Geno what, Griff?
and then post-snap, Geno reads the weak safety come down, so he's like, all right, I need to choose Tyler's side, because it's cover 3 to the front side, so cover 3
Yes,
might be able to handle it better
it's a
to
3
the
sim, right?
yeah, and even if it is quarters, he could still go to Tyler's side because it's isolation on a corner who has deep responsibility. So Tyler sells the post really well and works back to kind of like an out, blaze out. Not sure exactly,
Sexy out.
but incredible, and look at Geno's rhythm and timing and placement and everything.
Perfect. And that's fired in. Yeah, Tyler's little kind of glance at the shoulder in this direction for the post to get the corner to not. Because this is a very hard transition as a corner with your butt to the sideline when you're fully opened up and you're also worried from a leverage perspective. And you can see how this corner is gaining leverage for the post route here. Yeah, you've got help here, but you're trying to gain leverage on the post and you're sort of having to stick your throttle down your hips, take and then open your hips back out to this type of thing. It's a very,
Yeah.
very tough transition. You can see how he's opening up for the post and then he has to flip his hips back out. He's already gained inside leverage for the post. It's very tough to guard, especially if how Tyler runs it. Honestly, this is like undefendable.
Yeah.
Undefendable route against cover 3 when you have the
elite.
timing, the protection, and then Geno throwing it like that. Yeah.
And like it should be said, like this is elite play, but like this is a lot of like what the 49ers do with Ayuk. Like so much of their offense is actually Ayuk isolation.
Yep.
And just Ayuk one-on-one on the perimeter. And it's there's a lot of those posts and dig routes, but he also runs a lot of outbreaking stuff. And he just wins at will. Like they have that element with Tyler. And like, it's simple, but it works.
Connor, good to see you. So you say Witherspoon had a good rep like that against the Lions. Well, Connor, without quite remembering the exact play, the reason Spoon's able to like break stuff up is because he doesn't use. He often is in a zone, not in a zone bail. He often pedals and stays square to stuff, and he'll look to like catch guys at the top of the route, and so he can stay top down on all of this stuff, which is like a cheat code, but it's very difficult to do. Which is why we're very excited because he has to open up into this transition, whereas Spoon will just pedal, catch, and then he's able to transition out and relatively keep it legal in the NFL, which is kind of rare.
Yep. All right. Let's zoom ahead. Let's keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Oh, yeah. Draw, 2nd and 7.
Stick draw, I think.
Ugh.
Unfortunate. Game of inches.
Similar to the JSN played, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of detailed, though. Like, could we not snap this off 1 yard earlier? Happened twice on a very similar concept.
Yeah. And like, does Geno wait a beat too long? I don't know.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's maybe considering this. I don't know. He does wait too long. But I guess the idea is that you fully ensure this guy's driving on the return route. Yeah, it does feel a bit long.
And then also, I mean, Colby could have gotten his foot in. It's tough. Yeah. That's like a really hard play to make, but
drag.
Get that foot down.
Yeah. Just like dip it in, dip it in the soup.
But I think that the red zone process here is pretty good. I mean, they have options. It's
also full coverage indicator.
Oh, true with Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Protection,
and I think that's the kind of route they're looking for, isn't it? I'm interested that he didn't throw that. Yes, he's there, and they needed him.
All
Third and
right.
7. Oh, this is a cool play, which doesn't really work, but like it's DK, so give him a shot.
Because
So,
they're trying to get DK right over the top of that backer,
yeah,
right?
they've seen
Like
how
a
aggressive
slug
they
out
are
on them.
cutting as well. So yeah, it's like they're trying to access this part, and the backer. I mean, is that not a legal contact? I guess DK brings it too, but are you just allowed to reroute guys like that? It's after 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't know.
They say entitled to their space, don't they? Which is why Pete Carroll's annoyed about the trade brand defensive pass interference call. But
Right. Either way, Geno gives them a chance.
I mean,
And
yeah,
the defender actually gets his hands on it.
yeah,
Like he actually gets his hands on it before DK does.
yeah.
At first, I thought DK got his hands on it, then the defender knocked it out, but it was like the other way around.
Yeah. So field goal. Right, now here's the good drives. Hey, this is great pass pro.
Yep.
Well,
look at that. No, I mean you take that. I think
you take this.
that's a manageable pocket because it's a normal down and distance, right? It's not 3rd and 14. It's 1st
Yeah,
and 10.
and it's play action protection, you know.
Yeah. So you kind of have a.
And the guard pull does hold this backer window. So he ends up getting caught up here. What on earth? 41 is an interesting player, is what I'm going to say. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
I mean, he's trying to reroute no matter what.
Yeah, he's got really long, thin legs as well. Anyway,
I like how the principle here is just let Geno find the voids in the zone against a lot of moving parts post snap. So they kind of have static routes a little bit. And clearly we see how that works here.
And they're like the 3rd best team or 2nd best team in the league at gunplay action, aren't they? In points per play.
Yeah,
and with a high volume.
No matter what metric you use, they're incredibly
They're
good.
good.
Yeah. All right, under center, 12.
And post start or no? I don't know. Someone. Oh yeah, Fant did move. I think. Yeah. So 1st and 15. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good.
This is that power. This is that same power kind of run, right?
Yeah,
but without it's like GY wrap, you know, counter.
Yeah. So it's really like post snap. It's the same concept, but they dress it up differently.
Yeah, and the motion of this thing with Parkinson actually kind of leaves him slightly late getting back across on his block. He's like behind the play.
He's behind the ball.
So that's so dumb.
So like the court, like that it's a cool play call, but the details are lacking. Like this would never happen to the Rams. This would never happen to the 49ers. I mean, maybe it does occasionally, right? But
this is his guy.
Yeah, he's totally at leverage to it. It's if this coaching staff has a problem, it's the details. It's not sequencing. It's not.
That sounds like you need to fire someone.
It's not ideas. Yeah, or if you don't want to hurt feelings, you bring in an additional voice to help. I think it would help Waldron if he had another guy from the Shanahan or McVay tree.
Look at Bobo blocking his butt off.
Yeah, man, look at Bobo. More Bobo.
Can you have more Bobo, please? Oh, what a stupid. I mean, we should say, like, this gets this dude out of the box, so there is merit in it. But it means he's still running here while this guy's just flowing to the guard pool, and they don't have the number for him. So,
yeah. All right. Next play. Next play.
Good play. 2nd and 14. Wow.
Classic.
Wow.
Oh, penalties, so they get bailed out.
Yeah. And is there like, are you concerned that the drives they scored on happened to feature a penalty?
Yeah, it's something you think about, right?
Yeah, I did worry a bit because I don't know about. Jeez, what on earth? So where is the pen? It's on Lockett right here. With what they let go, that's a wild flag to call.
Yeah,
That's within the 5. Yeah, it's within the. No, it's
maybe
not.
it's a makeup call, and Pete was working the refs after the
Yeah,
DK.
yeah, like yeah.
I don't know, man. These refs were insane.
Yeah. Did you see Vrabel afterwards? He was not happy.
Yeah, but we'll take it.
Yeah, interior twist causing some issues again. No, it's kind of quick game, but geez. Yeah, so 1st and 10, nice. Automatic first down,
Yeah, if you get
nice.
gifted extra yards, take advantage of it.
Yep. That's interesting. Like duo cutting back because the under front is just blowing the crap out of it. What?
Yeah,
What
I don't
is
know.
what? Parkinson doing this is interesting. Again, details like, hey, what happens when they move like this in their under front?
Come back to 2. Yep.
Unusual. So, wait, did they throw a flag on that? No, they can't have done. Did they?
Don't know. Could have
Must.
been
Oh
late.
yeah, no, they had a meltdown, didn't they? There was like a meltdown of penalties on this drive. I don't know what this was. It might have been taunting.
So,
Chat, remind us if you can remember. It was a 15-yarder though, which again helps. Maybe it's this. I think it's this.
and they get into a little scuffle. All right.
Bradford kicking his butt. To be fair. Oh yeah, yeah. Bradford went to work there.
Some big guys right there, man. Some
Thank you, Nathan.
large,
Good to see you in here, Nathan.
large humans.
Calling Nathan
Hello,
Nathan seems
Nathan.
so formal.
Yeah, he's
I don't
Nate
know what
Dogg.
else I don't know what else I'd call him.
Call him Nate Dogg. It's on his birth certificate.
I just called him a big Viking fucker when I met him.
That's also on his birth certificate.
True.
All right, next play. Boom. Okay, so we get some yardage finally.
Yes, we love that. We love yardage.
And it's Ken or it's Walker bouncing it. He's either bouncing it or cutting it all the way back at this point. Good block from Lucas.
Pirates done, short edge, able to outrun that. Good, yeah, really good block from Lucas in the circumstance there. That's very good reactive athleticism. 41, if I speak. What's he doing?
I don't know. He's trying his best.
He gets back. Yeah, he's a try hard player. Oh, look at this stance as well.
He looks like a Alabama star nickel out of position, doesn't he?
Yeah. Hey, he makes a tackle though. Stat sheet.
All right.
That block from Lucas is so impressive.
Yeah, good old reactive athleticism.
Yep.
All right, we get the same. That's what I was saying earlier, right?
Counter.
Counter action.
They're geared up. They're like, we need to stop the run. It's 1st and 10. They've been running the ball a fair bit on 1st and 10. Bada boom. Bada boom. Timing, precision. It's 2 invert, isn't it? So deep half, middle pole. But why teams love 2 invert is you can still play with like an 8-man front. But it's not always 3. But also you can play with an 8-man front, but like coverage wise against this, you know you're probably only going to get 2 downfield routes, and one of them's probably going to be in here. So you can kind of surprise the quarterback by shoving someone right in that kind of window, remove it, get a sack, blah, blah, blah. It's not dumb coverage. And cover 3 is basically to invert. Even though it's not.
Yeah. I mean, close. I mean, similarities, right?
Absolutely. So here we go. This guy's shit scared of the post again. Lockett washed Tyler Lockett, some would say, threatening the post, getting this guy to open up. Their DBs also are not very good, and they were missing guys and back.
Yeah. So pitch and catch. I like that Lockett didn't slow down or didn't give himself up immediately.
Yep. Which one of your dogs likes that, Griff?
You heard that? That's Allie all the way down in the kitchen.
Let's go, Allie.
Surprised that traveled upstairs.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So a good Lockett play, followed by under center, 11 personnel. Is Jackson splitting across the formation? No, it looks like he was. The most normal 4-yard run you've ever seen.
The run game is so wild. Where's my dude? Has he been benched? Nope. Hey, that's not too bad.
Well, Walker's like phasing horizontally. He's like that mutant from X-Men who phases everywhere. Like what?
What they had the real issue. It's so crazy how they had such an issue with. We're just gonna do this on duo and bring this guy unblocked, and you're not gonna be able to block it.
I mean, so Walker knows what they're doing to the concept, right? So he finds the bubble backside. How often does duo go backside?
Never. Well, Charbonnet cut it back against the 49ers.
I said Ken Walker has the vision of a drunkard with his third eye open, and I think this really applies.
But like at this point, why not run inside zone?
Yeah. Maybe they like how duo is maybe simplified for Walker. You're either bouncing it or nothing.
But how do you not have like an answer for this?
I don't know.
It's like get 101, like teams will do this to blow this up.
But well, yeah, like why isn't Bobo
or like could you not
tracking?
Or like put 2 tight ends out there so you have an extra body, or Bobo should be cracking and this guy, it should be trips, right? It's just bad.
Maybe, yeah. But
why are we blocking the corner anyway?
Maybe it's another detail thing. Does Bobo, is this an assignment bust? This
is a good play.
Play action again.
Oh, geez. Walker's going to get... Oh, my God.
Look at Colby, though, battle. Well,
hey, look at my guy 41.
That'll work, yeah.
Running and hitting.
So it's a successful screen.
Yeah. Yes, it's pretty good.
6
yards.
You
think how much do you think the downfield aspect of this is an option? I think it is.
Could be.
I think it's one of those where because there was do you remember on the Jackson Smith and Jigba pick against the Bengals, Pete Carroll said they had a screen set and they did. Yeah. I think because they don't get downfield,
Yeah.
Like I definitely think this and this with the pass pro is a valid option, but Geno fills it early. So
now the 49ers run this play a lot. And that said, they do throw to Ayuk on the post glance dig thing.
Right.
And he gets open.
I mean, just there's a very difficult block, like just weakness when you use this to set it up. But it does sucker 41 is in hell. Yeah. It gets them the space to be able to do it. It's just unfortunate. Fant slips at the point of attack. He's lunging anyway because he got his aiming points wrong. Details.
So 6 yards. Oh, is this second down?
Yeah, it looks like it. 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3. I love this from Geno because
this is a cool play.
It's 4-by-1 again, right? So, it's the principle is isolating DK, giving him as much space as possible. Geno knows that they might be dropping a guy out, so I like how he pushes like off platform to open that window back up. Like that's really savvy from him. He knows 58 or someone is dropping on the weak side.
Yep.
So it's Geno creating and structure, DK winning his slant really well. DK is a good slant route runner. And now against, I think, was it Washington? They called this same play, and I think they actually hit Lockett's route, and they were just like a yard short.
Yeah, because we were saying it's like F post, remember?
Oh, yeah. It kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like a pick a side type thing. So
yeah. So someone asked what's up with Evan Brown's snaps. What's with all the high snaps? What is this high? Yeah. Well, here I'd suggest he's worried about getting this guy who is wider than lining up on him here. So he's probably got that in his mind. And then as a center, one snap is bad or high. I mean, that's a tough down block. You probably start thinking about it's more in your mind. Now here also, he's got a walked up guy who's going to blitz. So he's really thinking about getting it off quick. This isn't as high a snap, but it's slightly... No, it's not. It's fine, isn't it? Never mind. But yeah. But Evan Brown snaps have been a bit of a thing for the last few games. It's not just this game.
All right.
1st and 10.
It's unfortunate. Doesn't work.
That is unfortunate.
They're trying to score a touchdown here.
Yeah, and they, like, again, on a whiteboard, bang, 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 you suck, touchdown. But unfortunately, this guy makes a play. He's not influenced by the pulls. And, like, they had been squeezing down with their ends, but not like that. Like, there'd been surf and then like that, right?
Right.
I mean, the ends are well coached. Their ends in the run game are really well coached.
I was going to say they disrupted a lot of offense this game.
And because even though he doesn't make the tackle, because he makes it bubble out, that then makes JSN's block really difficult.
Yeah. And that's a good play by that nickel too on Jackson too.
Yeah, understanding this is going edge. It's a wide path. I need to get outside, and there's help here. There's help here.
All right. So next play, the DK touchdown.
Yeah, now this is nice because we saw earlier in the game how this corner was really looking for the slant. They've just thrown a slant to DK on the backside. He's thinking slant. They motion. Do they get the coverage indicator here? Kind of. It looks like, definitely looks like zone, doesn't it? So, yeah.
It's like, what is it? Red quarters, red zone quarters.
Yeah. And this is like a sluggo. Well, it's such a lazy route, but it works.
What's cool about this is they run so much mills here, right? So that will really sell the...
Yeah, like double posts, or Griff saying Mills because Mills is like... And whatever you want to call it.
The corner knows that out of the high mid red zone, the Seahawks love that play out of that formation. So that's probably why the sluggo is so effective on him.
Yeah, and I don't know if in his periphery he sees this. He's probably looking through that. He's probably got one like trying to cross-side out for the ball, and with
Yeah.
just Geno's footwork as well, he's thinking the ball's coming out to this window. I need to camp inside, and DK's while his route does look lazy, is kind of lulling him to sleep.
Yeah, it works. And then perfect ball, great catch.
Perfect placement, only where he can get it. Corner actually recovered all right, but just the ball's there.
Now, earlier in the season, it's not like they didn't do this stuff. It just works this time.
Yeah, and again, their DBs aren't very good.
True.
Pass pro's absolutely fine enough.
All right. Game-winning drive and then call it here.
Yeah. Good start.
So Jackson bubble, they called the same play to Tyler earlier in the game out of the same formation. With the
Was that the same, or was the back the other way?
Oh, true. I don't know. I don't remember.
2nd and 6.
Slants, throws it behind him. Really frustrating. I had such a sense of dread when Geno missed this. Just a bad.
Yeah, that's a straight up miss. And why does he miss it? Is it because of the boundary?
Is he just rushing? Is it just off? Does he not grip the ball right? Because he's going
almost flinches afterwards, like, damn, I missed that. But
it is a high snap.
Is it this flash of color?
No, I don't think so. I think he just throws a bad ball, man.
Not that I'm blaming protection. I'm just trying to think what would put him off that miss.
Well, how about this? His elbow is pretty low.
Yeah, low elbow.
He's not going over the top with it because he's trying to rush the throw, so maybe he pulls it.
Trying to get it off quick, isn't he? Because he knows he has it and he knows he's getting pressured.
Yeah, so maybe just bad mechanics. I don't know.
Bad miss.
3rd and 6, though. What does it look like pre-snap? 2-man?
Yeah, that looks pure 2-man to me. And they have... Oh, no, they don't have a coverage indicator. But it just looks pure 2-man. Generally, in these situations, is when the backer's down, like on here, and you've got like the 2 high, that's when all those sort of like hitch, dig, and would come in. But with these splits, it's more likely to be like the out and then the fade, isn't it?
Yeah. So the Ohio concept with the out and the fade, like you said.
Which Drew Lock Drew Lock, when he won the game, he told everyone it was called Ohio.
Yeah, did he? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's win on your leverage, right? Pitch and catch, be better. Protection's just good enough.
This is like we call this like quick game wide cross, don't we? But it's not. It's just double slants on the backside.
Yeah. And so Tyler, like they just eat up 2-man.
Yep.
So good 3rd downs. Another example of them doing well on 3rd downs. This ties back into the Cowboys game, the Eagles game. Kind of Waldron figuring it out and game planning, what works best.
That's such a nice route from Tyler.
Yeah. Tyler was working people this game. And again, strength of opponent, but it's why he's good and why they're not good.
Oh, he's not just looking at Tyler. It's a half-field read. He's reading this kind of triangle of defenders. He has to ensure this guy is staying here for like the contours of the defense to really check he has man. You'll see that from the end zone, Carl.
All right.
He's looking at the safety as well. But once he knows he has man on the outside, he knows he can wait this out because this guy's got his back turned. He can stare that down.
Yeah. And the reason why they're in 2-man first and foremost is because of DK Metcalf. So then DK Metcalf's presence allows them to work Tyler and Jackson this drive a lot. And it just speaks to, there's more hidden value to DK.
Interior twist causing some issues for them again on the Bradford side. But luckily the ball comes out in time. What have we got here?
1st and 10. Trips. Draw play.
Close. Had the box count. 7 on 6, sorry. They just lose.
Fant does a good job. They just need a better block from Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas gets like up and undered.
They probably get 5 otherwise. I mean, the nose kind of makes a good play, but he's able to work with Landry 58.
Yeah.
I guess that's the 3 techniques. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta be. I mean, they both Bradford and Lucas just need to be better, man. Come on, like, come on, man. Like, I know the whole point of the draw play is that you pass set to make them think pass, but like once they know the jig is up, like, come on, let's go. Oh well.
Details. Oh no.
And now we're all freaking out now, right? So what's the coverage that they want Geno to think? Quarters.
4.
You have a bracket down at the bottom. You have regular,
Yeah.
probably rod or box at the top.
But you can see that there's a big gap here for the safety insertion.
Yeah. So post
So
snap, it's really cover 3 weak
it's
buzz.
yeah, it's just how they run it. You know what? Yeah, but it's almost like one robber with the layers they get.
So reading the safety come down. Well, even if it's quarters, it doesn't matter. He's right to look at Fant, but the defender, well, cover 3 technically would have outside leverage, I think.
Yeah,
But
and there's no one open here.
and
No,
it's a half field read. It's mirrored smash, isn't it?
disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like that play call. So that's where I'll say, like, can they try to put more into the play? But then again, like, there's no room to progress to the backside here with the pass rush.
Nope.
So even if it was a full field read and Lockett was running a backside dig, Geno would be sacked trying to progress to it. He's probably strip sacked if he fires. So,
Yep.
I don't know. That one's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I thought they'd messed it up.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, that's not good. 3rd and 14 though. Sick. That's just awesome.
2-man again.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. And what's impressive about this is that Jackson wins leverage off the snap. He doesn't wrap over the top of him. Like, the corner screws up immediately because the corner has to maintain inside leverage, right?
Mm-hmm. And this is basically bow and arrow, Griff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What word did you use on a rival podcast, Griff? Curvilinear.
Cigar thoughts, curvilinear speed. But then, yeah, like, he doesn't even break a sharp angle. He just kind of turns naturally, and it's so easy.
Yeah, do you remember all the Ohio State tape we looked at when they drafted him, and we were like marveling at how he's able to just turn without losing speed?
Yeah.
They're like quite sharp angles. That's kind of that, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's at the perimeter too. And I said, like, he probably isn't going to be that viable in the perimeter, but he's proven me wrong. Like, keep using him there. He's still a slot. But
What's crazy about this as well is like his one job really when they get like this is to really he needs to be thinking dig, but because of how well he's able to kind of cut this, he's unable to make a proper like good cut to it. Like, look, he's trying to stay square, but he gets almost opened up for this, and then he doesn't expect him. He thinks maybe he can break like that at the cut, but he's able to like bend it. It's pretty crazy.
yeah. And then also the extra 2 yards of yak at the end, which actually well, no, he catches it right there at the first down marker.
No, but you're right. The when he catches the ball, he knows that the space between the defenders is here. A lot of guys would almost run like that right into this.
Yeah.
He's already like immediately has that, and really that kind of protects the football almost, because if you start just running up here into the hit,
Yeah.
you don't know. But the turning, and again, that's something we looked at Ohio State, but it's very cool to see it translate in the NFL. He's almost protecting the football by lowering his pads into that hit. But, we can't see. Oh dear. Well, Big O, here you go. Now you can't see Geno, but you can't see anything on the left anyway, by the way, chap. And
All right.
Geno, really good job of reading out where the mic is, just double checking that he's getting man, looking off the safeties just enough, and then bang.
Boom.
What placement as well.
Yeah. And Jackson even kind of throttles down a little bit to maintain the rhythm with the throw. Like he beats the corner so bad.
Right, there's a little jump to secure the ball.
Yeah. Anyway, elite season saving throw and catch in route. Like awesome. All right, 1st and 10.
Let me do. Oh no. This.
They try to run the big
Kind of a miss. But it's just a timing miss.
Yeah, well, I also thought, was it a throwaway? Because the pressure, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't clear.
It's still doable.
Yeah.
Tyler dusts him again.
Yeah, they had this kind of out stuff there all day when the coverage allowed for it, like the defensive contours. I mean, this is 3 buzz again, so
Yeah. Yeah, like Geno can't really stride forward with his front foot because of the bull rush.
It shouldn't happen.
Kind of opens to his left instead of striding forward. And I think the ball pulls. It's an example of how like Geno doesn't have like elite intrinsic arm strength. He has to be mechanically on point to access all of his arm strength.
Lower and upper, yeah.
Whereas like Drew Lock, he might be inaccurate anyway, but he can access all of his arm strength no matter what his feet are doing, for example.
They turn like this so much.
Yeah, he does get back to him. I think Arden Key is just like really athletic at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he loves being like the slasher, isn't he?
He's a hooper, like you said. Give him a basketball. All right, next play. Is this the scramble one? Yeah, that's insane. Because it's a half field read. There's nothing to progress to in structure. It's just Geno being like, all right, it's not there. Maybe he could throw to DK, float it over.
That's so good because also I'm guessing he's worked out some type of 3. Like it's a 3 creeper, right? Or sim creeper. But to work out that he's got 3, like there's zone over here, there's a post safety. This is likely to be there when we scramble up. Like to have the poise to not just go oof, but actually go, hang on, it's 3. And there's room out here, and Lockie's been dusting that dude. Let's just throw it. It's interesting they see match here.
Well, it's almost like soft sky, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Where they
I don't know if it's because it's
safety with
well, I don't know if it's because they did it to the pressure side. I don't know if there's something to that.
True. Good point. Very good point.
Or he can see the pockets breaking down just aside from that.
Incredible poise and like awareness from Geno, like the pass rush, the coverage, what's going on the backside, even though it's not on the progression. Like,
yeah, this is like bombs going off. He's executing in big time.
All right.
And they've spoke about how they emphasize 2-minute so often, like kind of more often. Waldron said he's kind of picked up from it today as well.
Hold on once.
Go for it, Griff. All right, so I think Griff is attending to his dog. Let me catch up with the chat. Monjombo, good to see you. You're certain they're going to try the screen to Charbonnet on the 3rd and 14? They do love that, don't they? They do love doing that. Sharp's blitz pickup is really good. Yeah, when Sharp's pretty stout and square and squat. He's definitely got the technique.
All right. Then what is this one?
It's fine. Like
Just
pass
check
pass
down.
rush wise, get it going.
Yeah, you maybe have no, you don't have Tyler. The safety will work
Backside
back.
Fant is interesting. Like I know you've wanted to see that with Fant for ages.
Yeah. The weak hook is, or no, the weak curl rather. That's Tampa 2 invert.
Yeah. Good read from Geno.
Yeah. How many yards do they get from that? 3?
3.
Okay, 2nd and 7.
Perfect.
I can't believe, like, that's to the field too. Like, that's low key kind of a hard throw with the
really difficult.
How reactive the safety is coming down to play like the curl.
Because it's a 3-fire zone, right?
Yeah. Like
So,
the H2, the hot 2.
Yeah. The seam curl flat.
Play call works because it's basically smash rules working successfully.
Yeah, and I wonder if this is for verts, but the adjustment to the blitz.
Oh, good point. So
Because
yeah,
we saw them hit this versus 0, right?
Yeah, right. So is Lockett kind of a crazy adjustment to make. Bobo wins up top.
JSN snaps off a bit as well. Yeah, Bobo does win. Throw to Bobo 1-on-1.
But like Geno's like pure flow state right now.
Yeah, this
like
is
after that miss to DK, he was on point with everything.
Yeah, I know. You know, when he makes a throw like the previous play to this, he's just cooking.
Right.
So is he late here? It's just reading. It's trying to read out the 2 corner, isn't it? And he does. This corner plays really well.
I forgot about this play.
Cloudy. It's really kind of what the only throw he can kind of make, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does Bobo get his hands on this? It's just a little too high.
Yeah, the half safety that's a really good drop from the half safety. I mean, the half safety plays that impeccably.
Yeah. It's a good adjustment in the air from Bobo, though. You can see the skill set.
Yep.
I mean, so probably again a half field read. He reads because it's Tampa 2 invert. I mean, you have that is the hole in the zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
there's
Geno's
nowhere else to go with the ball.
Yeah.
I just this corner plays it annoying.
Yeah. DK is not on the field.
Pretty good pass, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice trip.
Bradford won't move his feet.
No.
I swear he had better feet at LSU.
Maybe. And then, as we've said, they love double post kind of Mills cross-country concepts. This is expecting 0, I guess. Or like definitely expecting man.
Yeah.
This is that the same coverage concept of man, like rat, man, like we saw. Can't remember the play now.
Oh, 0 cross, whatever.
Yeah, 0 cross. Yeah.
Which is cover
actually,
one without
he might be on the. Oh, he's on the back. I think he popped out. But they just with what they let go. I'm kind of surprised they called that.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole side. Look at the whole sideline. I love football.
Just pleading your case no matter what side you're on.
Yeah, he did reach through him, but it's so hard to play DB.
Yeah.
Perfect placement from Geno, though, you have to say.
Yeah.
I guess this is the best angle to look. And also, pass pro, great work. That's a really, really good pocket. There's a bit of a speed rush out here, but Geno can work with that. There's a late win inside on Fant, and Lucas gets late inside, kind of squeezes through, but there's enough for Geno to fit that in. Yeah, it's the hook and then the tug, and then it is PI.
So then is Colby immediately after?
Yeah, I think so. No, they do this run is absolute crap, and Geno looks over to the sideline like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, I remember.
Oh no, this isn't. This is a good run. This is a good run. Hold on.
It was because it was almost the same play right after, right?
Yeah, but and also like it's.
Vrabel had a good call ready.
I don't know if they went OD death metal. We did see the hold. But I understand your point. Good to see you, OD. This cover. I mean, we all know about what happens when Seattle comes out in 11 personnel at the goal line and they get faced with a cover 0. Maybe Vrabel was going for that, but you know, this is almost a pass look, like when you're in 11. But we perhaps not. I mean, this is nasty. Just by design, 2 unblocked. One has the quarterback. It's just an unusual, like, this is unusual. Like, I don't hate it.
I mean,
I'm so lucky this sort of thing isn't a fumble. Like, this is like disaster, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Is Fant supposed to influence if he influences successfully, and then it's his own read, and then it's
that's the idea, but they like have it mixed up because of how wide Fant is. They don't ever see this dude.
yeah.
So they're leaving this guy unblocked by design, but this guy knows he can hard charge because zone read wise the help is out here.
Right.
So Fant goes here, he's man here, and then this guy's unblocked, and also this guy's left unblocked by design.
Right.
So Geno would get people to unblock, but be unblocked, but this guy is the problem. And someone said it's an RPO. It's not an RPO. It's just I mean it would kind of be if Geno was able to keep it and ping it here, but against man, the idea would be Geno runs this in for the touchdown. But yeah, they're so lucky. They're so lucky.
Yeah.
This is just crap. Like how do you get down? You should have every single you should have it in mind. Acorn wise, okay, 2nd and 2 goal. Guys, so leaving this guy unblocked is absolutely fine, right? Because Geno can keep the ball. The problem is leaving this guy unblocked as well. And Geno could check out of it, but they had a thing with running down the clock to the last second. And then whatever was going on play calling wise, watch Geno after the play. He goes over to sideline like, what the hell are you doing? Maybe he's appealing. No, he's not appealing to the official. So clearly something funky went on with the play call as well.
Yeah.
With communication.
I love it though. I like that he's pissed.
He cares.
All right, then this is just matchups, man. It's matchups.
Yeah.
It's big tight end versus little corner.
This safety could go. Oh shit. This safety could go here, like he did with DK, or he's going to go here. If he goes that way, then you've got the 1-on-1 here. This guy's 5'11". This guy is 7'5". Is he 6'7"? Good to see you, 50-11. Hope you're good too. And bang. Griff, is this
Yeah.
offensive pass interference?
Let the kids play. What do you think?
George Kittle gets away with it. It's
Oh.
just the type of play that the officials allow to happen, you know, like the elite tight end in the league. Your George
Yeah.
Kittles, your Colby Parkinsons.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the good guys win.
Yeah.
I love.
Is this what is this coverage? 2-man again, but with like the backside push.
Yeah.
Your doggo's just so excited. Very excited for the Parkinson touchdown.
Colby hanging on to that is so sick.
Yeah. Not so.
I wonder.
And Carroll credited him going to snatch the football. So good for him.
Yeah. Next year, I'm curious what happens if Colby's probably tight end 1. I think they might cut Disley. They might try to bring him back, but I think Fant's definitely not on the team. They probably run way more 11. I am curious to see what Colby looks like in an offense, kind of like as the tight end by default.
Can he block well enough? I know he's improved in that area, but
yeah, I can't really. Well, there goes that idea. Well, remember though, the 49ers are going to cap cut George Kittle. He's going to be a Seahawk. Can you imagine? That'd be so perfect.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God. Whatever.
School they also march down the field using 11 personnel.
Yeah, and the 11 personnel is like really blossoming right now.
Yeah.
So
there you go. There you go. Well, that's that, guys. So Griff, it's we already said it at the start, but do we have any other takes on the offense from that? I do worry about them. Like, I think they're always going to be kind of spotty this year. And it's, that wasn't Geno being 100% on it through the game. Like the 2 misses we have down accuracy wise.
Yeah.
But maybe one was when he's forced to move off his spot scrambling.
Maybe 3 if you count the high one to lock it.
Right. He also made some great throws, and the kind of process is about as good as it can be out there, especially in the circumstances, right, of the pass pro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I think it was another game of the O-line being better in the aggregate than it has been, but still being spotty.
Yeah. And the run game's pretty weird. Scary.
The run game is weird. Weird. I am curious what the run game splits are at home versus away. I wonder if that's a variable. But I don't know about that.
So their early down rushing on 18 plays, minus 0.19 EPA per play, and a 39th percentile success rate.
Yeah. I mean, what does that rank overall in the season, though?
I don't know.
I think that they're like 14th in EPA on the whole season.
But they're like trending down.
They're trending down. The first half of the season, they're like 8th or 9th. Second half of the season, they're like 18th, 19th, 20th, I think. So they kind of need to get it together. And it's weird that they block better with their backups circulating than their starters, being in there. Is that something that is bound to regress positively, or I don't know, but we'd like to see them put together a good game. Like, can you just
do it?
Yeah.
Hey, Seattle, hear me out. Maybe they could save that for like when they need it, though.
Yep.
Yeah. Carl Hiltbrunner, thank you so much for the donation. If you got a question, I mean, Go Hawks is a great statement, but if you got a question, please do, ask. As I said to Blake, who also kindly donated tonight, this is your chance. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow night with the preview of the must win. They're all must win now. It's that fun part of the season. It's only fun if they do win, but hopefully they will. We'll find out if they can in week 17 at home to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tough matchup, massive game. It's going to potentially ruin my New Year's Eve. Is it a 9:05 p.m. kickoff?
I don't know for you. It's 1:05, I think. So yeah.
Perfect. That's good because otherwise, what, Griff?
I got something.
You got something?
All right. So home EPA splits. They're ranked 7th, 0.03 EPA per rush attempt for the running backs. That's against all other teams rushing at home.
Why are you doing a home thing?
Home away. I just had a feeling. And then away they're ranked 25th, negative 0.14. So they're like night and day different.
Yeah, but Griff. If you look at the Seahawks schedule, Griff.
Yeah, there are some correlations there too.
I'm all on board for
but it's something.
Yeah, sure.
They're better success rate and EPA.
Right. And it has nothing to do with the fact they've played better teams on the road, better defenses on the road.
Yeah, they did play the Browns at home, right?
They did play the Browns at home.
Who else have they played at home? Cardinals, Washington, Rams,
49ers, Eagles.
Well, they played the 49ers. Did they rush well against the 49ers? I don't know. They did rush well against the Eagles. The Eagles actually have a good run defense.
So for all of your, salient, intelligent, articulate analysis, you've kind of devolved into home and away splits.
Is there something there though? Like with the, you think about with there being so much lack of chemistry and cohesion, are they able to, as a unit that,
young team, haven't traveled much.
Right. Like, is it easier at home in that sense? Whereas DK, Geno, and Tyler, they're going to travel better. The upheaval of traveling isn't as much of a problem. I don't know.
Possibly.
Is it easier to prepare,
maybe
when you have, I don't know.
You stay at wherever they stay, the Marriott in Seattle.
Perchance.
Yeah. Anyway, back to me.
Back to you.
Back to me. Because this game could potentially finish around midnight, which with other people I'm supposed to be celebrating New Year's Eve with, is not ideal. Overtime disaster. Overtime with Seahawks loss. Absolute bad. So nice quick game which would, Griff, to tie this back, would mean running the football effectively.
Drain that clock.
And playing good defense, complimentary ball.
What's interesting is that they're good shotgun and under center at home. EPA and success rate wise, and then on the road they're bad at both.
That is interesting. Monjumbo, don't say that. Monjumbo, don't say that.
Too true, mate. That's right. Yeah, right. Well, that's more Australian.
That's very Australian.
Yeah.
That's Michael Dixon.
But I don't think that, we've talked enough about the Seahawks. I mean, we've only gone for 2 hours and 45 minutes. That might be a record. I need to go eat something.
Monjumbo, well done. Right. Griff slow on blood. Oh, I'd be ashamed if you passed out, especially after that.
All right.
Okay, thank you everyone. Follow Griff at CMike Spin Move. Follow me at Matty F. Brown. Follow the podcast at Seattle Overload to know when we are going live. 5-star review, comment down below. Thank you for the donations. There'll be a Stripe link added to the description if you want to donate after the fact. Super chat feature is very useful. We appreciate everyone joining in live. Like I said, back tomorrow with a Pittsburgh Steelers preview. Over and out.